I went out by myself tonight, and I think I'm gonna start journaling it. So, what does it feel like to go to a bar as a 46-year-old woman who is single? It's complicated, but who is single and is trying to meet new friends, okay? You're over 40 and you're single and you're trying to make new friends. Listen up. It's not easy. It's a jungle out there. Actually, I'm just being a baby. But I will say that when I moved here, I was gonna do one thing a week that was out of my comfort zone. And let me tell you, sister. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is Athletic Brewing Company. Yo, I am hooked on these. These are non-alcoholic. Oh my God. Yes, you heard me correct. I've lost my mind. Yes. These are non-alcoholic IPAs. I love me funky beer, and that's quite delicious. They can sponsor. Okay. Went by ourselves. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Here's my thoughts, okay? Here are my thoughts. Unfortunate how much mental gymnastics I went through to get my ass out the door tonight, okay? We're gonna dive in. All right, we are gonna consume this like a civilized woman. All right, which means we're gonna put it in a polite, micro, fancy. So I feel better about the situation at hand, which we're gonna go back to my story. But the real star of the show, let's be real, is this beautiful burger and fries from In-N-Out. Now, you might be thinking, aren't you in a fat loss phase? Aren't you a health and fitness influencer? I'm also an influencer of real life motherfucking shit, okay? And the fact that I eat like a little angel 90% of the time, and this does not mean I'm not on my plan. This means that I understand energy balance, and I know that today was a really busy day, okay? And I probably have had maybe 700 calories, 800 if I'm lucky today. And after I put myself out on a limb and I actually had to be social with humans intentionally, like I forced myself to go by myself to go hang out with a bunch of strange girls. Not strange, they're not strange, they were lovely, but like they're strangers, right? Like they're strangers to me. And I'm an introvert. I am an outgoing introvert. So when you meet me and we like click, I'm annoying as fuck. I'm gonna be all up in your bubble. I'm a very active listener. I'm gonna be making faces and like, it's just, I can't help it, okay? But to get me to said destination, it's a chore. We're going back and forth because this all is a diary of sorts of how my brain tried to talk me out of going tonight. Okay, so this morning I see the Las Vegas Girl events come up. And I've been stalking their page since before I moved to Vegas because I told myself, when you move to Vegas, you are not gonna hermit. You are going to put yourself out there and try to connect and network with other women and really see if you can connect with the Vegas community and bring something to that community. Like, I just feel like that's why I'm here. And I don't know what that means, but somehow, some way, my higher self is telling me this, okay? I kick that bitch sometimes, but most of the time, she's on point. This morning, when that bitch still decided to whisper to me, "Book the event, buy the ticket, or else you won't do it," I was like, "I'll do it." Anyways, I bought the ticket, and then guess what? I'm working until about 7:30, and about 7 o'clock, I think to myself, because the event starts at 8:30. I'm not showered, I'm not shaved, I look like a wildebeest, okay? I tell myself, it was only $25. It's fine if you don't go. That is the other side, okay, of the personality. This is probably the Gemini in me coming out, all right? So I fought that and I pushed it to the very last freaking minute, okay? The event was from 8:30 to 10. I got there at 9:55. 9:55. And it was great. It was great. I walk in, there's a little area that's already reserved at the Bel Air Lounge at the Durango Casino with girl. If you come to Vegas and you want to get away from the nasty ass strip, which let me tell you, I'll go down there and watch a show and have dinner or whatever, but it's absolute panic attack for me. There's way too many people. There's way too much panic. But the local vibe, that's why I moved here. That's why I love Vegas, because the local vibe is all of those great restaurants, all of the great like entertainment and shows, and all the diversity of like humans of every age, color, shape, size, disability, like everything you could imagine. It's like a cauldron, and the soup inside is brewing of the land of the misfit toys. That's why I belong here, okay? So nonetheless, go to the Durango. My point, now we circle back, is that the Durango is a off-the-strip casino. If you have a lot of activities that you're doing on the strip, then I would say that makes sense, right? To want to stay over there. But if you're not, girl, go to the Durango. The pool is chill vibes. There's not a lot of little kids running around, unless that's your thing. But at least the 2 times that I've gone to the pool, and just the few times I've actually been at the casino, there's not many like little kids running around. The pool is very chill. It's beautiful. They have a delicious cafe where you can get all kinds of yummy things. And if you aren't staying at the Durango, because obviously I live here as a local, well, there's free parking, I think almost at almost all hotels, but for locals for sure. But that was cute. If you want to go to the pool, I think it's like $40 if you're not staying as a guest. But if you eat at that Bel Air backyard Bel Air Cafe, you can get into the pool for free. I think it's $40 per person. So anyways, it's a great little perk. Have a nice little lunch and then lay by the pool. Good music. They always have like a basic DJ. It's not crazy. It's not like doonch, doonch, doonch. It's like if you just want to chill, but you also want to like people watch and like see a bunch of sexy people and be a sexy bitch. Red plus. So anyways, they do have a Bel Air like loungy thing. This like totally hits a spot. I cannot wait to utilize all of this food tomorrow so I can work on building my dump truck ass. It's just wonderful. You eat some fat. There's fat and carbs in your potatoes, french fries, which, can you hear it? Or crunch? The secret to the In-N-Out crunchy fries is you have to ask for them. Well done. That's the ticket. Okay, these are some nice little stony thoughts for you. And I have not taken my ADD medication. Well, I did earlier, but it's midnight, and so it's clearly worn off. So I have no idea how bad this is, but I'm sure I'll hear it later. Actually, no, I won't, because I don't listen to these things, because then I would probably never podcast ever again. And that would probably be a delight for some people. Okay, so here we are, the lesson of the day. I went to this Las Vegas girl event, like a little girls' night thing at the Bel Air, which is quite lovely. And the hostess, I think her name was Bree, super sweet girl. I sit down. First of all, I walk up, mind you, 9:55. The event didn't end at 10, but the hostess that's in charge of the event was going to be leaving around 10, which was great. So I walk up. There's nowhere to sit. Nowhere. Not one single solitary spot. I'm like scanning, and instant panic goes through my body. And instantly I revert to a 15-year-old girl in the cafeteria at high school, and I'm instantly triggered. And I'm like, no one's looking at me or making eye contact, not because they were intentionally avoiding me. When I was in high school, those were the thoughts I would have. But as an adult, my ass was late. So these girls are already immersed in conversations amongst each other. But in my head, I'm like, I'm standing here, it's awkward, there's nowhere to sit. There's probably 22, 24 women, and I see this little slice of the couch next to these 3 women on this couch. And so I see a phone there, like the girl that was sitting there was saving a spot. Okay. I pulled a bold move. I pulled a bold motherfucking move. I walked up and I was like, oh, can I sit here? And she looked at me like she felt bad because she wanted to say no, but she basically was like, oh, yeah, my sister's in the bathroom. We should be fine. Like, we should all fit here. And I sit down and I instantly just try to make a connection. So start chatting and when I start conversation, I'm fine. It's just that initial like icebreaker that's hard. Like I know how to have adult conversations. So nonetheless, I didn't die.
We knew you could do it.
And her sister comes back. We couldn't have all fit. So I got up and I just said, I looked around because there was, remember, nowhere to sit. So the one girl just says to me, oh, grab a chair over there. And I was like, oh, she's a nice girl. Okay. So grabbed a chair, sat down and had some great conversations. Turns out that they're sisters. They just moved here from Reno, and one is an accountant. One is a esthetician that's getting her business up and running. I need an esthetician. She told me about the techniques and the products that she uses. So I'm like, made a connection there. And then they had to take off. They had some other plans. And I met another wonderful gal and young lady. What do you know? She's a VA. And guess what? Guess what I need? A VA. And we had a very lovely conversation. And it made me sad a little bit because, and I hope maybe that someone that's listening to this understands, like, at least for me personally, when I meet new people and maybe they're overweight or they're curvier or even obese, whatever, I'm not looking at them passing any kind of strange judgments to where they should feel the need to have to make a comment to me about their current body status, because that's not something I'm even thinking. I'm not thinking about like, are you gonna tell me your excuse for being unhealthy? Like, it's not a test. I'm just trying to be your friend. And so I get that a lot, and I guess I understand, but also no need. And she started to apologize immediately about, I'm working on my health. And so we had some really good conversations around that, but she was very mature, very poised. She told me about that she was a VA and she's basically creating a business around it, has an employee. And I thought, okay, this girl's 32 to 34. She's gotta be, just the way that she holds herself, the way she talks. She's single, she does her own thing, blah, 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 blah. She's 26. 26. And I'm thinking this girl's like, beautiful girl, and she looked incredibly youthful in the face, but she spoke as if she'd lived some years, like she had some experience, and come to find out she shared some things with me. And it's interesting when you meet strangers and you feel compelled to share little tidbits of your life. The more and more that I put myself out there as an introvert or someone who tells themselves that they're socially awkward, I start to realize like people just want to talk. They really just want to share their stories. And even the ones that don't, like I would consider myself one of those that doesn't really outwardly share things with people. And even with that, like I find myself in the last couple months letting down my guard with that and just being human. And that was my lesson today. It was my lesson to just be human and listen and enjoy the company of a stranger who put herself, like, commiserated about our awkwardness first when we came to this event. And it turns out everything she said that she was feeling was exactly what I was feeling going into that. Right? Like she said, I probably talked myself out of coming today like 30 times. And I'm like, you're telling me. She's lived in Vegas for 5 years. And so she's just now putting herself out there as of recently. And she's like, it's getting a lot easier. It's getting a lot easier. So I'm excited to continue my journey. And I'm going to enjoy my In-N-Out burger. And I want to say, shout out to In-N-Out, okay? Because I like to have myself a nice fast food, no frill burger, generally like once a month. And it's usually a toss-up between In-N-Out and McDonald's, okay? It's my trauma speaking. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm just gonna say, the In-N-Out workers are so much nicer. Like, what are you doing, In-N-Out? As a business owner, I would love to know the secrets to all of your employees looking so joyful and jubilant to be in a customer service role. The first girl at the window, she was very kind. That's the word, kind. She was very kind. And as she handed me my debit card, she said, God bless. And I didn't see it back, but that's not the point. She was kind. And then the gal at the second window, she hands me my bag and she's like, oh, you have such pretty nails. And I'm like, these people? It's because I promise you their food is a little bit better quality. Not a ton, okay? I'm sorry. Not a ton. I can't prove that. But my taste buds tell me that it is, and they're usually pretty right. Like, I can eat this and not shit my pants, okay? Not at all. More effective because everything in here is a single ingredient item altogether, okay? With the exception of the bun. But the bun, I'm sorry, I'm not doing lettuce wrap for all y'all, those that do lettuce wrapped in and out. Why are you doing that to yourself? You hate yourself. Just have a bun. Unless you have a gluten intolerance or sensitivity, eat a motherfucking bun, okay? Figure out where you can cut back somewhere else in the day so you can enjoy the bun if you're like tracking your macros. It's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, I'm gonna eat this.